Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Deepest apologies for yet again another video with probably real crappy lighting, but the sun goes down so early and I did not pre-film this video, which feels weird because normally I do that. And it's really weird to have a video that I'm like, crap, I need to get this filmed, edited, and uploaded like ASAP. So today I'm just doing my November wrap up, I guess. I don't know why I said I guess. That's just what it is. Now I'm filming this on Wednesday and technically there's today and tomorrow still left in November, and I mean I could try to squeeze out another book, but there's like 3 readathons I'm doing in December and I'm just really not trying to push myself that much right at the moment. And I feel like in 2018 I need to like not do so many readathons because I joined BookTube this year. I did BookTubeathon, and then this fall I've just done so many. I did the Spooktacular readathon, and then I did the Contemporary-thon. I tried to do the Scallywagathon but failed, and then I'm doing 3 of them for December, and I know that a lot of people do a lot more than that and they're fine, but for me it just adds an element of stress that, you know, I don't really love. So I'm probably not really going to participate in that many readathons in 2018. Because yeah, it just makes me feel like I have to read these books and like specific books. And I just want to kind of catch up on my extensive want to read list on Goodreads. And I'm sorry also if I seem discombobulated or something in this video. I am hella tired. Don't know why. I'm just like so super fatigued today. So I feel kind of out of it. So sorry if you noticed that. Okay, so getting into this. Oh my God. For November, I read 9 books. Technically like 8, but we'll get into that. And these are in order of rating. And I started using I don't know her first name, but her channel name is Book Roast. Her Cawpile rating system, I was like, I'm gonna give this a try because it's like really, it seems really intense, but it's really not. It's pretty straightforward once you like figure out what she's doing. There's different categories and she rates them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then the average of those scores is how she translates it into a star rating, and she has it like 1 through 0 is no stars, 1.1 through 2.2 would be 1 star, and so on. The first book that I did read but was my constant classic pick for the month, which was Jane Eyre. And I like to listen to classics on audiobook as well as a little bit on a regular book. So I had the ebook and I had the audiobook. And I started reading it on the ebook and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I started listening to it on the audiobook. And I finished it, and I'm like, I've seen pictures of Jane Eyre, right? I don't own it, but I've seen pictures of the actual physical book. That thing is like freaking huge. Like it's pretty significant. So I'm expecting this is going to take me all month, right? And yeah, it was over in like a day and a half, the audiobook. And I was like, and it just felt like really disjointed. And I was like, this cannot be this whole story. Like, people love this much, like what the hell? So I initially rated it like 1 or 2 stars. I was like, I do not get it. Then but it just felt weird, right? I'm like, I don't believe that huge book would be over in that amount of time in an audiobook. Even listening to it on 1.5 like I was. Like I listened to Gone with the Wind on 1.5 and it still took me like 2.5 weeks. So then I go back to the ebook and I'm like, reading the part towards the beginning where she's at this like boarding school, right? And I'm like, yeah, none of this was an audiobook. It was a freaking abridged version, the audiobook was. But I just didn't care about the story, even the abridged version that I got. I was like, ugh. It just sounded like a lot of effort that I didn't want to put into it to go back and start over and like listen to the actual one. I just had a lot going on in November. Like I said, there were readathons, I attempted NaNoWriMo, and just personal things, and I gave up. So my constant classic for this month was a wash. I'm not even going to do a video for it because Like, what the hell? So that one, like, no rating. I ended up just saying, like, no. I'm counting it as, like, a DNF, I guess. But then I read, for Contemporary-thon, one of the books I read was The Notebook. And this on Goodreads was a 2-star rating. The Cawpile, like, average was 3.5. Again, this is out of 10. So, yeah, it was a 2. Movies, so much better. I mean, I talked about that in my Throwback Thursday, because that was also my Throwback Thursday pick, so check that out if you feel like it. Then for Contemporary-thon, I have my computer right here, by the way. That's why I keep looking down, if anyone's wondering. Then I read Like Water for the Contemporary-thon as well. That one ended up being a 3-star read. Cawpile rating 5.28. It was fine. And then for the Scallywagathon, I did finish this book, but I didn't finish it during the Scallywagathon, which was The Bone Witch. I talked about most of these in my wrap-up for these readathons, so I'm not going to get all into it, but ended up giving that one 3. Oh my god, I haven't even said Pushinicorns. I'm so tired. Whatever, I don't care right now. This was 3-star read, 3 Pushinicorns. 5.57 on the Cawpile rating. Like, it was alright. The concept was really cool, but the execution kind of fell flat for me a little bit. Oh, and I was gonna say what format these were all in. Good jeez, freaking. I quit. Whatever. The next book I read was Akata Warrior. I got this from the library after Akata Witch. So I'm kind of a dumbass. And I did not realize somehow that these books are middle grade. I kind of, like, when I read Akata Witch, I kind of thought it might be, but I don't know why I didn't look. And then I was reading Akata Warrior, the second book, and I'm like, yeah, this has to be middle grade, because parts of it, just the dialogue and stuff, is just really young. And I read Binti, which is also by Nnedi Okorafor, and it just felt different. Like, the whole vibe of the book felt different. The atmosphere felt different. The writing style kind of was a little different. And so I looked it up, and yeah, the Akata Witch and Warrior books are definitely middle grade. But I like them. They're fun. And I gave that one, ended up being 3 stars. It was also a 5.57. I liked it more than The Bone Witch, though, so I'd probably have to change that. I don't know. I need to get better with this rating system. And this is not in order of how I read these books, but another one I read was on audiobook, Big Little Lies. This was just, I had it on my Audible forever. I figured I'd read it. 3 stars, 6.14 on the Cawpile. It was fine. There was a certain plot line that just really irritated me. And then for the Contemporary-thon, another one that I read was A Monster Calls from the library. This one, 3 stars, 6.14 as well. It was fine. It didn't live up to the hype for me. Parts of the story felt annoying. Again, if you care more, go look at my Contemporary-thon wrap-up. And then the 2 books that were my favorites this month, that saved an otherwise pretty mediocre-ass reading month. First one was Now I Rise, 4.5 stars, and 8.42 on the Cawpile. This is the second book for the Conquerors trilogy. The first book is And I Darken. Love it. I love Lada. I love Radu. I love the story. It's been a while since I really was gripped by a fantasy series, and so I'm really loving this. Cannot freaking wait for the next one. And then the book I finished yesterday, which is probably going to be the final book for this month, was Dear Martin. Easy 5 stars, 9.7 on the Cawpile. I have so many emotions about this book. I'm probably going to do a separate book chat. I can't freaking speak right now because I think it deserves it. It's amazing. I still haven't read The Hate U Give. That I have to go pick up from the library. I was going to try to pick it up today and read it tonight and tomorrow, but like I said, I'm trying to just kind of chill the F out for a hot second. And I imagine I will feel similarly about The Hate U Give because it's similar story theme basically with the whole racial profiling, racism in America, being black in America. And this is something that is definitely a cause I care a lot about. I just rambled on a tangent for a while, starting to talk about Dear Martin, but I realized I need to stop because I just need to do a whole separate video about it because I'm getting really emotional about it. It struck a lot of chords for me. So yeah, I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so yeah, I read those 8/9 if you want to count the abridged version of Jane Eyre, which I really don't. So 8 books. All right, I think I'm going to be done now because I'm just like about to fall asleep and I need to get this freaking footage to my computer, and this seems to take forever now because my stupid phone doesn't connect to the freaking computer. Whatever. And I need to do my nails because we have holiday parties this weekend for work, my work and his work. So yeah, I want a nap. I really just want to take a nap. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys, and listening to my probably inane, half asleep rambling in my crappy, is my hair, I don't even know what this is going to sound like. My hair's probably been over the mic. My crappy t-shirt with my crappy face. I'm just kidding. But definitely crappy lighting. That is a true fact. I appreciate your time, as always. Hopefully you guys had a better reading month. I hope that if yours was kind of you also had at least 1 or 2 books that you really, really loved, like I did, to kind of save it for you, because that's always good. Let me know down below how it was for you. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.